So today I'm going to talk to you guys just about entrepreneurship in general. This is my notes right here. Don't even worry about it. Um, yeah, so entrepreneurship in general. I know a lot of people are trying to start businesses nowadays and trying to scale those and make a living um, out of those. So I'm just going to kind of go over just some stuff. Am I the best entrepreneur in the world? Absolutely not. But I do have some advice to give for those who do want to, start, that have a end goal of being a full time entrepreneur. So, um, so entrepreneurship, you have three stages. I kind of put it. You have the first stage, and you just having a 9 to 5, and you're thinking about having a business. You got the second stage, and you actually starting your business, and you still working your 9 to 5. So you're doing both. And then the third stage would be just full time entrepreneurship. So just going over the first stage, and you working your day job, and you thinking about starting a business. Um, during this, um, during this first stage, I would say one of the key things is just planning. Like, don't rush. Don't rush into starting a business just to say you have a business, because it is not what it's meant out to be. It is very hard and it's trying. And during this time, just plan out your business. See what you even like. I always say be in the field that you think you might have a business in for a few years, even if you're working a job. Like me owning a gym, I worked at Planet Fitness for 2.5, 3 years, you know. So working there, yes, it's a 9 to 5, but I'm still learning how to, get members. I'm still learning how to kind of sell to people. I'm learning how to, just client acquisition, how to run a gym, how to clean a gym, the ins and outs of it. And then I also I was a trainer at another boxing gym for 8, 9 years. So be in the area that you feel like you want to start a business. And like I said, do not just jump into something, get one quick thought at 2 a.m., get real motivated, and then start an LLC the next day. Okay, just be in the area. Like I said, don't rush. Not even with the name. Like, don't even rush with the name. Just let it'll come to you. Like, if it's meant for you, it'll flow naturally. So that's the first stage. Just working your 9 to 5, thinking about having your business. The second stage is you working your 9 to 5, and you got to the point where you started your business. So you're doing both. I always say that this is the safest spot that you will ever be in entrepreneurship. It's going to be very hard. You're going to have to put a lot of work in, but it's the safest spot in entrepreneurship that you could possibly be in. You working a 9 to 5, you're getting your bills paid by this, and you're still working, this on your business. You got your business going, you're working your 9 to 5, you have that safety net of your 9 to 5. And sometimes that might be ideal for somebody. That might be ideal. I'm not gonna lie, I love that stage of entrepreneurship. Because your bills are getting paid and you're getting, you know, some extra money and you're building up your brand. Oh man, that's a safe spot to be in. During this time, you definitely need to be going hard on your brand, because your next stage is going to be the hardest thing you've ever done, the most stressful thing you've ever done in your life, probably. So I always say you have to go hard on building your brand during this safe space that you're in right now. Um, I always say, be honest. Be honest with yourself. Don't try to force it. While you're doing this, if you don't feel, you shouldn't have to feel motivated to go work on this business that you want to start. If you have to feel motivated, you got to be honest with yourself and say, it might not be for me. God's calling might be something else, which is totally fine. But you have to be honest with yourself during this. Um, and then complacency. You cannot get complacent because I would say I got complacent. I was doing it out of a garage. I started my business in a garage, training people, and I was doing it in the garage for 5 years. So I can say I got complacent, and but I eventually got to the point where I knew I had to take a jump. And so during this time, you working your 9 to 5, you building your brand, you have to be going 100% into that brand. And like I said, if it's hard for you to go 100% into it, it might not be for you. Your calling might be something else. So, like I said, that's the safest stage. So that's the second stage of entrepreneurship. This third stage right here, when I tell you, you're going to have to have every bit of faith in God that He's going to just help. He's going to help you make it work. Not make it work for you, but He's going to help you. You have to put in your work, but He's going to be there, and if it's meant for you, I'm telling you, if it's meant for you, there's going to be those months that you're like, I don't know where this is about to come from. But if it's meant for you and it's God's gift, this is the reason why God put you on this earth is to do this. It's going to work out. It's going to work out. So during this third stage, you're a full-time entrepreneur. You're on the clock 24/7. There's no breaks. There's no paid time off. Um, Benefits. I mean, you can outsource benefits somehow, but usually once you're just starting, you don't have benefits. You, depending on if you have employees or if somebody can cover for you, you bet not get sick. You know, you got to keep your immune system going. You bet not get sick. And then during this time, you have to see, well, I mean, even before, but especially this time, it all depends on what type of business do you have. Are you providing a service? Like me, I have a boxing gym. I have memberships going, stuff like that. Or are you a product based? Do you have to be at work selling this product to make money? So you gotta know your business very well to see how you can maneuver to delegate that work that you have. Um, so one thing that I wrote down is you have to be organized. You will lose your mind if you're not organized. If you're trying to run a full-time business, you have to be organized. Don't be hard-headed. Don't be hard-headed. Because I'm old school. I'm not going to lie. I'm old school. And before I opened up the gym, shout out to Isaiah Richmond. I was doing my memberships and stuff by hand. I'm doing it off a Square. And right before I moved, he's like, "Man, you're gonna have to run this you're gonna have to run this like a gym. Like you're gonna have to get a software that does all that for you." I'm like, no, I can just do it myself. Have everybody send in through Zelle or Cash App or whatever, and then everybody just pay on the 15th of each month, and everything be cool. Sure enough, it didn't work like that. Sure enough, I ended up having to get a software. I had to put my pride aside, and I had to get a software that does all of that for me. Because if you're running your business and you're wearing all these hats, you have to make it as easy as possible. Because, like I said, you're on the clock 24/7, and you're going to be marketing. You're going to be marketing and advertising. You're going to be out networking. You're going to have to go over your income every month. Uh, just a bunch of stuff. And that's the last thing that you want to have to worry about. Is something that easy software could do for you. So, like I said, shout out Isaiah for you know, putting me on game and letting me know that I can't just run my business how I think I can run it. You got to run your business so your business could survive and flourish. Um, One thing that I always am hard on myself on is customer service. You know, if you have a brick and mortar or if you do it at home, your customer service needs to be A1. And I get it. Stuff happens. You know, if you have a business to where you have appointments, you might oversleep, you might forget about one, but one thing that you can control, if that ever happens, is how you react to it. Over my years of training, absolutely, I have overslept on appointments, working the third shift job full time and then training all throughout the day, getting 1 or 2 hours of sleep here and there. Yeah, it was hard on my body. And man, for 5 years, there were definitely appointments that I may have overslept on, I may have forgot about, but there's not one person that can say that they never got anything from it. That's one thing about my customer service that I'm hard on myself on. If if I miss out on an appointment or if it's my fault, then you're going to get double that. You're going to get double of what you missed out on. And that's a promise to me, to myself, but that's also a promise to everybody that I work with. Like I said, stuff happens. You can't control it, but you can control what you do after that. So customer service, everybody should feel welcomed, even if you're busy. Sometimes I'm in the gym. I run the gym by myself. Sometimes I'm training a class and somebody comes in the door. Hi, how you doing? I'll be over there with you in a second. Like you have to, because your members are going to, if they have a great experience with your service or your product, whatever, word of mouth is a big advertising tool, and it's the most trusted advertising tool. You can send me on Instagram, and you can say, "Oh, I think I might want to want to train with him or whatever." But if your best friend tells you, "Hey, man, you need to go to her, or you need to go to him. You need to go get your hair done by her. She does lashes real good. You need to go to her." Then that's a whole different type of connection. And all stems from that first impression of your customer service and being able to run that. Um, During this time, you cannot be complacent at all, especially when you're establishing this business. You're full time now. You're establishing this business. You cannot be complacent. And, every entrepreneur goes through this. You may have, overall, with entrepreneurship, you can be up 100,000 one month and down 50,000 the next month. You never know. So in those good months that you do have, you have to keep going. You got to keep working. You got to keep working. Never get too high, never get too low. You just got to keep going, keep going, keep going. You see a great month. Okay, let's try to get better next month. Oh, next month was good. Let me try to get better next month. That's one very important part. But, of course, you're going to have those times where you get complacent, but you got to snap out of it real quick. Because once you're just getting started, if you don't have a lot of capital, your back is going to be up against the wall, and you have no room to play around. You got no room to be complacent. Um, but yeah, so that's just some of my advice. Is it the best advice? Of course not. But I feel like it's something to, you know, that I could share with those of you who do want to start a business. So, like I said, you got those 3 stages. And all of those, you need to be praying. and you need to be making sure that this is your gift, because if it is, it's going to work out. So I appreciate you for tuning in. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. I'll be making more videos, and I'll be having interviews with other people and everything like that. And we're gonna get this podcast started. This the first video for the Rise BF podcast. So like I said, it's low budget, but we're gonna make it work. Well, you guys have a blessed one, and I'll see you in the next video.